So very little has remained unchanged on our new 2130 pull type combine. And it starts at the very front, right at the connection to the tractor. You're going to notice that we've got a split swivel gearbox tongue. This allows for unmatched articulation and maneuverability in the field. We've got a incredibly large series gearbox meant to handle all the power requirements of this new combine. You'll notice this tongue and this gearbox arrangement is not like how a lot of other combine manufacturers do things. So the upper and lower gearbox is not one unit. And what that allows you to do, it allows us to create a much better driveline angle between tractor to combine, and then from combine tongue into the chassis. But long term, what that allows you to do is, instead of having a consolidated gearbox, and if there were a mechanical failure in the upper or lower housing, you can replace just the upper or lower housing. In fact, the same gearbox that's used in the lower housing is also used in the upper housing. So for you guys that like to keep spare parts, one gearbox is going to serve both upper and lower orientations. So you'll notice with the 2130, we don't have an articulating tongue anymore. We've got a fixed tongue and actually a feeder house connection for our header, much like our self-propelled machines. This allows for the threshing and separation system, the main chassis, to remain at an even plane, and then allows us to move just the header to contour over different ground. So the new 2130 header really, it went under a major redesign. You're going to notice right off the bat, the connection is no longer a rigid connection to the chassis. It's connected onto a feeder house that articulates. One thing you're going to notice immediately is the diameter of this auger is the same as on our self-propelled machines. So it's going to allow much better torque carrying capability. You're not going to have those stalls as much with this larger diameter auger. It comes standard with our poly bands, so you got really quiet, long life operation. So right now the header's on the ground for servicing this morning, but when it's in operation, it's up a little bit higher. And you're going to notice as you run this header that the peanuts flow very gently over top of these poly bands, and then they fall down in a very deep, pronounced trough. So that greatly reduces header loss. It's a simple design. You've got the tried and true cammed pickup. You've actually got the self-propelled diameter auger, which allows for much better torque carrying capability, so you don't have as many stalls. The larger diameter, again, creates that deep trough. You get the peanuts here, you've got them. A lot of details here. So, again, all brand new header, really sleek outer shield. Something pretty cool. That shield will go all the way out for complete serviceability. So I mentioned this header is connected to the chassis with a feeder house style connection. That allows this header can easily be removed from the combine. We've actually incorporated some stands here. There are lower pins that get disconnected. So what this allows somebody to do is, if they need to service that number one cylinder, they can put these stands down, pull those pins, and they can actually back up, lower the header and back up about 2 feet. And that'll allow them plenty of room to get in there, and you can actually service your number one cylinder really easy. So you don't have to go and crawl and get in behind that header auger anymore. And this is probably the biggest difference of 2130. You know, serviceability is big. Like we want not only the combine to perform well, but we also want the daily maintenance and yearly maintenance to be easier for somebody. So you've got this whole basket. This is a 10,000 pound capacity basket. It slides 4 feet forward. It doesn't lift up anymore. You know, it's the older generation, it's lifting up. It's 25 feet in the air right now and doesn't have as much access as right now the 2130 slid forward. Not everybody's got a farm shop that's 25 feet tall inside of it. So now you've got a combine that this winter, spring, you can pull it in the barn and you can fully service the machine without having to pull it out and lift your basket up. So all of y'all that are out in the field every day during peanut season, running these machines, working on them, servicing them, inspecting them, will find a lot of value in what I'm showing you here. You know, our team gets the opportunity to really work a lot with a lot of y'all, and we get to listen to y'all, and we understand that accessibility is a huge thing. It's a huge plus to be able to have a machine that has been designed with intent to be easily serviced and maintained. You're going to notice I popped these covers up, hinge covers, no bolted connections. I slid the peanut tank forward the 4 feet, lifted up the rear cover, and now you've got access to nearly all of your threshing system, all of your picking cylinders in the front, all the way back, your whole separator cylinder system, all the way back to your rear beater, all open. And you know, that's going to be a really big advantage as these machines get serviced in the field. So the 2130, the duct work actually has some area within it that allows, you know, there's no telling what a peanut combine can pick up and what it can try to separate. So this is after only 1 day running on some old ground though that has a lot of history behind it. But this area of the ductwork allows for foreign objects to get out of the peanut stream and be held, and that's really important because, you know, ductwork is very susceptible to getting these foreign objects in there. You know, anything from plow points to really big dirt clods, and they can create shelling. So this ductwork in this ledge now has pretty much a stone trap in it, and you can see all of what's been collected in 1 day's runtime. So that was caught up here versus coming back down and getting to the peanut door and congesting it down there. So our new elevator fan, it looks similar on the outside, but on the inside it's been completely redone. We really improved the efficiency of this fan. It takes a lot of horsepower to run this fan, and we were able to reduce it by over 40%, the horsepower consumption. And then you've also got, if you look really closely through the guarding, you'll see bolt-on impeller blades. So that's a big deal, particularly when you get to the point after many years, the impeller, the inside of this fan needs to be rebuilt. You can buy the bolt-on piece and you can put it on and you can be confident that it still remains balanced if you change them out in an entire set. You can take a peek with me on the disc separator. Our tried and true disc separator system is in 2130. A few updates though to help make it a little bit better, a little bit more serviceable. We took some of our cues off of our rotary combine. We've got quick latch tailboard system that allows, you can rotate these latches 90 degrees. And then this tailboard is actually hinged on a piece of rubber and it folds down. So if you need to do your inspections or your servicing up underneath the stemmer saws, you can get to it really easy without having to take off your tailboard. Your tailboard's got a little bit more of adjustment in this machine too. You've actually got two positions for your tailboard fasteners. So you can really lift this thing up for certain conditions, and then you can lower it a whole bunch more for some of those extreme picking conditions. So let me open up this right side shield here. So you get that one shield, swing it out of the way, you get full access to the whole separator cylinder drive system. So that drive system's been refined as well. A lot of you guys, ladies, remember there was a twisted belt here, and you forget how that belt is put on, and you put it on incorrectly, and you'll find out really quick when you go back in the field. That's no longer there anymore. We refined the drive system. The twisted belt is gone. You know, there's a few less chains, a few less idlers on it. It's all these little details that help in the long-term value that you're going to have with this machine. All right, so the offloading system. We've got this peanut tank now. That tank will hold 10,000 pounds of field dry peanuts in it with relative ease. You know, that's a conservative number. But what we also did was we drastically improved the flow system. We've still got augers in the bottom of this tank, but they're larger diameter. You're going to notice you get up in there that they're closer, much more refined in how that crop moves across the bottom of the basket and feeds onto this now 36-inch wide offloading conveyor. This will offload 10,000 pounds of peanuts in less than 1 minute and 40 seconds. You know, there's a lot of little details in these machines in the 2130 that you might not notice when they're brand new, but as they get some age in them, and they require a little bit more attention every year, you know, the owners are going to notice things like the cam track system. Historically, to change the cam track, that would require a lot of disassembly on the inside of the machine. We've moved that cam track plate out to the outside, you know, and that seems like a really simple thing, but it provides a lot of value to the person having to do this repair or replacement work. So, you know, having that cam track put on the exterior of the machine is really going to help the long-term cost of ownership. The new 2130 tech package is, you know, really feature rich, but it's all the features that are helpful in efficient operation of the machine. You've got your vitals that are all, you know, when the machine's running well, everything is quiet, green, and as things are not within spec, they turn red, start beeping at you. You've got your audibles, you've got your visuals. You can see a lot of things now in the 2130 that you couldn't in prior generations, like header drive pressure, there's a stall alarm, peanut door, bin full, conveyor stowed. A lot of things that when you can't see the picker, you can still keep an eye on what the picker's doing. Yeah, the 2130 is full of just new, innovative features that are going to make the machine more productive in a day. On the new header and the new tech package, we've got a header stall feature. So if the pressure rises in the hydraulic circuit that's driving the header, the tech package is going to send out an audible alarm. It's going to let you know, hey, I'm about ready to stall, and to pay attention to it. In fact, it's right there's header drive pressure. You can hit that button and you can adjust the maximum set point on when you would like that alarm to go off. Anyway, just a lot of, this machine is full of those sort of features that make it more productive in a day. 2130, we really looked at how we can be more productive in a day with the machine, and not only more productive, but also safer. So standard on all 2130s are rear mount cameras as well as a in-tank camera. So you're going to be able to see what's going on behind you. That's good for transport as well as harvesting. And then you can even see what's going on inside the tank and get a handle on your harvest quality. 2130 comes standard with a feeder house position sensor. That's really helpful for when you can't quite see exactly where the header is at, how high it's off the ground. Now you know with confidence exactly where the header's at. With the 2130 now with the new gen header, you don't have to worry anymore about being on 36 or 38 inch row pattern and getting the right width header. It's one header, serves both row patterns. It's going to help out, particularly guys looking in the used picker market. You won't have to worry so much anymore about what header's on it.